Hello, in this short video, I want to show you how you can help your child with the project and submission. So this video is for you. If your child haven't done any of the project, I'll show you how you can get the project link and what are the things that they're expected to do. I'll try to walk you through each of the projects so we can move on from there. All right. So just ensure that you go to skills.com, skills.instinctHub.com/library, right? You should be able to see something like this. What you need to click is this community. But for you to see this community button, your child account must be logged in. So like you need to log them in. If you're not logged in, there should be a login button here. So just go ahead and log in. Now, once you're logged in, you should be able to see this community here. Now, once you click on the community, it brings you to where the children can also interact with us. So what we have in this community basically are the resources that you need. If it doesn't load everything like this, just come to the browser and try to reload. So you should have something like this. Perhaps when you be watching this video, you may not be seeing the exact thing that I have here. But what you should look at for is these spaces. Now in the spaces, we have Summer Coding Class 2026. This is the space that you need to visit. Or you can also click here as well. For example, if I click here, I should be able to see this SCC 2026. If I click on these spaces, you should be able to see the projects. There are other things that are here, but just look out for SCC Beginner Weekly Project. So that's the post you're looking out for. Once you see the post, click on it. And once you click on it, you will see the project. So as we progress, we'll paste more project links here. So let's say, for example, we want to check the week 1 project. What is the requirement? So I'm just going to right click to open a new tab. Now this should be open. In the event where this is asking you for payment or upgrade, just reach out to us so that we can provide you access to the resources. Now, this project may be confusing when you're looking at it for the first time. But what I want to say is, if you just go through the instruction with the child, they should be able to make attempts. For example, this first project is asking them to build a console program that interview you with at least 5 inputs. We have taught them input, they know what input is, and asking questions. They know how these things work already. So what is required is ensuring that you are able to just guide them through. Now, for this project to be completed, we have instructions. Now, these are the things that they need to do line by line. For example, you're going to build a program that interview you, then print a decorated profile card all about you, right? This uses everything from week 1, print, variable, input, f string. These are things that they covered in week 1, all right? So the first thing that they need to do, and how can a child attempt a project? So what they can do is to search for their IDLE. For example, IDLE. Okay. IDLE. So once they open their IDLE, what we need to do once we have it open is to create a new file. So that new file, I can come back here and just give that new file. I can even give it my week 1 project. So I'll go back to the IDLE, which is here. So I'll save it, Control S. I'll save it in my desktop and call it my week 1 project. This is not correct. Project. All right, I can go ahead and save it. So now this is where the child is expected to write all of the instruction. So we'll go back to our learning app. One thing we can do is we can share this into 2. Just hover here and you can bring your browser one side and your text editor on the other side. So now all I need to do is to follow each of the instruction. The first instruction here is saying ask at least 5 questions using input. For example, name, age, favorite food. So if I'm to do the first one, all I need to do is input. For example, I can just say, what is, I'm missing something up here. What is your name? Okay. So this is 1. Remember that this is asking for you to do 5, right? Then it then say store every answer in a variable with a clear name. For example, this one now, to store this one in a variable, I can just say user name equal to input. And that's 1. Of course, the instruction is saying that you'll be doing 5. All right. So the next thing is saying print a declaration card, F string, using character like equal to, comma, period. I mean, this is multiplication, yes, or emoji. All right. And you can see an example of what the output should look like. Now, let's talk about these segments. Let me make my screen bigger again. Now, when we look at this segment is just really saying how we are going to grade them. Remember that we said instruction 1 says that they should ask at least 5 questions. So when we are grading them, what we're just going to be looking at, does this child's or the student's project, do they ask 5 questions? If they don't ask 5 questions, it means that project will need rework. If they ask 5 questions, it means they meet expectation. If they do more than 5, it means they exceed expectation for that particular task. The same thing too with the print declaration. So we're just more or less asking, oh, task 2, what do we expect them to do? So if the child proceed to do or does any of this, it means that's what the child will get. All right, so that's pretty much what this table is all about. Similarly to what we have in project 2, right? These as well, they need to, of course, read this instruction. In this very one, they are writing number guessing game. And if you look at the question 1, it's saying the computer picks secret random number from 1 to 50. And this is the random number. So they have access to some of this information and they are able to go through it. And the thing again is that in the event where they don't have of the forgotten, you can request for the class video. The idea about this is that they're able to assimilate and practice everything we have given. So we've given them access to all of this information. Yes, them putting it to practice may be a bit of challenge, but they can always reference the class video to be able to practice along. And at the end of the day, you can see a snippet of what the code should look like, right? Now, if you come down here again, we're saying task one, this is how we're going to grade them. If the child doesn't do this, it means need rework, and so on and so forth. All right. Yes, this is the walkthrough of the project and how they're expected to do it. So the next thing is, how can they make submission? So when they are done with the project, remember they created the file. When they are done, they should ensure they save the file, then click on submit. So all they need to do is to browse where the project is. In this case, in my desktop, and I will just add it, go ahead and just submit. And pretty much that's how the project submission process work. Remember, whether you're for physical class or virtual class, you can always request for the class video so that the child can just walk through it and gain understanding on any of the segments that they need clarity on. And of course, if you need to ask us questions, we're here to respond to you. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.